and some other people that are trying to join us here. Got a satellite network that's like wanting to be a part of this. Okay. Anyway, with Meadowview Healthcare Center. Good morning,
Good
Tracy.
morning.
Happy Tuesday,
Happy
right?
Tuesday.
So, how did you survive the fourth?
I had a pretty relaxing weekend.
Good for you.
Went swimming at a friend's house one day and relaxed on Sunday. My dogs didn't do so well, so I had to
Because the
really,
heat.
well, the fireworks.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're both
yeah,
just
yeah.
in panic mode.
Right.
So I had to comfort them a lot.
Oh, well, oh, yes. But then that's always nice, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Whenever now, do you have the blankets for them or
No, I thought I
the
might get
vest?
some after
Yeah.
this season
Yeah.
because it seemed like they were worse this year than they were in years prior. So
Mhm.
I'm going to look into something. I don't want to give them drugs, but I might get it like a thunder shirt or
Yeah,
something.
they have like the vest. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, those, maybe that would be the route to go. But I got to give a big shout out to Chris Hunt out there. He's listening this morning. He said he's going to have his radio on and listening. I appreciate that, Chris, and hopefully we'll make it entertaining for you. Okay, so he's got a big morning ahead of him. So hopefully he'll start it off in the right direction, right?
Right.
Well, anyway, so I'm glad that you got swimming done
Yes.
on 4th of
It
July.
was
That's
nice.
like the way to go, right? Yeah, that's to make sure we had such a hot 4th of July,
Yeah.
but that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, I would rather have that than have the rain.
Rain or
Yeah.
like a chilly fourth.
Yes.
And
Yeah. So that we hotter than the 4th of July.
Yeah.
The song even says
Yeah.
it, right? Well, I'm glad you had a good 4th of July and a little bit of relaxation but now we're back at it. Okay, Chris said nice. He's listening. I appreciate that. All right, let's thank our sponsors this morning, Tracy.
We're going to thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Roses, Fox Perley Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates with Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Lane Consulting, First Harrison Bank, Louisville Bats, Schneck Hospital, and Temple and Temple.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors. We appreciate that. So we are, I guess, officially, we're in the summer and we are in summer, but, after the 4th of July, everybody starts kind of thinking summer's kind of
Winding down.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And they have this new, have you seen this? Is it called Summerween? It's like Halloween and summer together. Have you seen?
I haven't.
Yeah. And they have like I'm just gonna, I can't remember exactly, like skeletons or pumpkins on a raft, like on a, on a tube, the air tubes or whatever, for like a pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah. And Walmart's got it now. I've seen it in different places, but it's the bringing the Halloween and summer together.
Gotcha.
So for those that just love the Halloween part and, and then you want to incorporate, so I guess they even have parties like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I guess pool parties, but they're Halloween.
Theme.
Yeah. So how you would,
Yeah.
so if you had too much makeup on, you know what I mean? It'd be kind of difficult, you know what I mean? To, or I guess your costume, I guess would have to be maybe Ariel.
Yeah.
Would work well. Yeah. Flounder or something like that.
Nemo.
But, yeah, Nemo would be cute. Yeah, you do something like that, but they're incorporating summer. It's funny the new gimmicks that everybody comes out with, and it sells. It's funny because people are buying it. So
they love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So why not, right?
Good time to have a party, right?
Anytime's a good time to have a party. Yeah. So I'd say, get at it if you haven't done it. And I think a lot of times those are just fun things to have. So
sure.
Yeah, it wasn't in my cart, but for those, that's, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did think it was really cute though.
Yeah,
it is really cute. Yeah. Really cute stuff. All right. We're moving on to the 8th day of July. I believe today starts the Prime Day.
Oh, yes, it does.
Watch everybody's
I have a few things in my cart.
I know. And it's so funny because I'll put things in my cart and my husband gets so nervous. He's like, okay, he wants me to put things saved for later.
Yeah.
He's too afraid that cart, one click and that cart's going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's so afraid of that cart. So he's like, could you move it? And I don't. I just, all of a sudden put it in my cart. Because I'm one of those that, like, even when I shop, like I'll put stuff in my cart and then I'll second guess it and then I'll put it back.
Yeah.
Do you, are you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we all are guilty of that. I mean, after you think about it, do I really need it? So then I go back and take it back. So in the cart, like I'll put stuff to think about it.
Yeah.
And then, but he's so afraid that that's going to be clicked. So I try to, I try to bring his wishes alive and put it on save later, but sometimes I don't do that. Yeah.
I have it in my head that I need to make a save later list.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
The good thing is you can cancel it if that happens.
Well, you have to be fast on the draw. You know what I mean? That's quick on the draw. Let me tell you if it does. So anyway, everyone stay strong. May the odds be in your favor.
Right.
May the force be with you whenever you're doing your shopping. So I think this is actually a lot of times I heard a lot of people that are shopping for Christmas.
Oh.
Which, it's what, less than 6 months away.
Yes.
But I don't, or was it 5 months now? I don't know. Anyway, but, and I'm not telling you to do that, but I know that last Christmas, there were a lot of people that said, oh, I got this on sale during prime time.
Oh, yeah.
Prime. So this is maybe a good time to do some little by little.
I'm not that prepared.
Well, and then even my group changes their mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you bob one way and they weave another way. Well, because all these commercials at Christmas time start, start coming on for the latest and the greatest. You know what I mean? As seen on TV.
Yeah.
Those as seen on TV get you.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, so it's you kind of, unless, and then also there'll be Love and Bluey one moment, and next thing it'll be Spider-Man or
you just never know. I don't know what's going to happen in 6 months or 6 days. So
I agree. So but if they are solid, we have some solid Spider-Man people. We have.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to change. Yeah. Some of the Blueys are a little bit iffy,
Yeah, they could grow out of Bluey probably.
Yeah. Of course I do love Bluey. So there's some things that you just 100%, Minecraft usually here to stay.
Yeah,
they like that, things like that. But anyway, I don't know. So, and then of course then you have to make sure that the parents are okay with it all,
Right.
Do we need this large thing in our living room?
I remember those days.
Yeah. I tend to buy big.
Well, that's what grandmas are supposed
That's
to do.
exactly right.
Or whatever
yes, preach it, Tracy. That's exactly right. Absolutely. All right, we're on to the 8th day of July. Today is Be a Kid Again Day.
Oh, fun.
Do you have that one memory that if you could roll back, you would do?
Yeah, just being outside and playing with my siblings or the neighbor kids, riding bikes and playing in the water, chasing dogs, whatever, just having fun, not worrying about life.
I agree. Yeah. I think that's probably mine too. Like I can just remember it would be, almost just dark. And back then you didn't have all the lights. You didn't have all of the solar lights, and being barefoot and playing kickball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the call of see our parents, because mine, did radio, and we wouldn't eat till late.
Yeah.
And it'd be 9, 10 o'clock and supper. Everybody else would be going to bed and we'd be eating, we'd have a late night. And I just remember those calls and that fun, you know what I mean? And just, it seemed like this time I don't think you ever looked at a watch or a clock.
No.
You didn't care.
No. It was a sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
That was your clock.
Right. And riding bikes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had a neighborhood that was just so much fun.
We did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, kickball and riding the bikes and tag
tag. Don't even with tag was a blast, wasn't it? Yeah. Or hide and seek. Yes. All of that. And I think that it's funny because as adults, I go back and some of the adults that I come in contact with that was in our neighborhood, we still have that special bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just kind of those memories that'll never be forgotten. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, they were great. Yeah. And so Be a Kid Again Day. It's kind of fun to go back down memory lane. Cow Appreciation Day.
Cow
Appreciation Day.
Oh.
Well, you think about all of the wonderful beef that we get.
Yes.
Also the milk, right?
Yeah.
And those little, what is those, Highlander?
Oh,
how cute the bangs.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Have you seen the miniature ones?
Yes.
People actually bring them inside. They're so cute.
If I had a bigger house, I wouldn't be above it.
Walk in at a couch and let a cow laying on your couch. And that's when you know you made it.
You're right.
You made it in life when you come home and there's a cow laying on your couch, a Highlander. Yeah. And they say they're real lovey too.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Well, and cows, I think they are really, they get attached to people, Yeah. Yeah, it'd be hard having a pet one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't. I grew up on in farming, so it didn't really bother me back then. But now as an adult, there's no way I could raise a cow and then send it
No,
off to
no,
be
me neither.
no.
If I feed you, I'm
Yeah.
going to keep you. I'd have a whole herd.
Yeah.
Oh, this one you're not going. Oh no, no. No, I'm with you on that. I'm just, I like to think I'm that person that could, but I can't.
No.
No, I'm not that person. I just could do it. Yeah. Math 2.0 day. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, National Blueberry Day. I love
Oh,
blueberries.
Yes.
Have you ever went and picked blueberries?
I did as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever went to like Cubers or anywhere to
Mm-hmm.
pick blueberries, but
We went to a farm. It was a different farm, and I remember trying to figure out what outfit should I wear for picking blueberries. What's the perfect blueberry outfit to wear? And it was really cool because it, it was funny. I made sure I had a blueberry looking outfit, but they have in the which was really cool. I didn't know this, but like okay, they had so many rows of blueberries, but they have these birds that like they're fake that sit up on post and they make noises every so often. So I kept thinking, who are these birds? Where are these birds? Because they sound real. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it was fake birds, the sound of fake birds to scare real birds off from eating the blueberries.
Yeah.
It made sense.
They probably love blueberries.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. And here's a whole patch of them, right? But I thought I thought it was just funny to me. That's, it's a different world than what I live in. You know what I mean? I never would have thought that that's something you have to do, And it got me they really tricked me for a while because I kept thinking, why are we hearing birds all the time? You know what I mean?
It's getting a little creepy.
Yeah, really. There's no telephone booth for me to run into. Okay. And so anyway, they were like, they're fake birds. Oh, okay. Are these fake blueberries? Anyway, no, they're really good. And so it is fun. Picking blueberries is fun, especially when you do it with a fam.
Yeah.
I did it with a few of my daughters and that was fun. National Freezer Pop Day. We talked about that. Oh my goodness. And actually they did a poll on this and ice cream beat out freezer, the popsicles. I was surprised. I thought popsicles would win, but
I guess it depends on who your audience is. Are you asking adults or children? They'd probably prefer a popsicle over ice cream, I would think.
Yeah. Do you like popsicles?
Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
Well, blue, of course.
Well, you could be a part of my family. Yeah. Yeah. I like, I don't know, whichever is the most convenient, It's funny. And then even my group, they'll pick blue usually, or maybe orange. But it was so funny the other day, someone said green. I was like, who are you? Green, because we had green and I thought that actually though it's good. It's like a lime, or the white with the pina colada, those are good. Yeah. So anyway, National Freezer Pop Day. Just remember to put them in the freezer. Big note to self.
6 months later, you find a box of freezer pops.
Freezer pops, and you're like, oh gosh, what happened here? Or like the kids will they'll all be there and they'll like, oh, you got your popsicles.
Yeah.
Hey, you forgot to put them in the freezer. Oops. National Ice Cream Sundae Day. How do you make an ice cream sundae, Tracy?
Just hot fudge. If I have caramel, some walnuts.
You can make mine, okay? Yeah. Can't go wrong with all of that, right?
No.
Yeah. National Ice Cream Sundae Day. Yeah. I don't think I've had one in a long time.
I haven't either.
I'm long overdue.
Yeah. I used to work when I was a teenager at Salem Made Creamery. Do you remember that? It was around for a few years.
Wait, this is fun. Okay.
So yeah, we made all of the ice cream things like sundaes and malts and so I was load them up
it's like chemistry. Put all of the different combinations together. Did you finally get sick of ice cream? Kind of.
No.
I love that. Well, my dad always said that he knew a place that had ice cream, and what they would do is they would let you eat as much as you can, like when you first started working.
Yeah.
And then you'd almost be so sick of it that you didn't really want it anymore.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if that was the case.
No.
No. Never got sick of it. What was your favorite flavor?
Probably like peanut butter cup. It's still my favorite.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
No.
That's different. That is good though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I again, whatever's sitting in front of
Yeah.
me. National Ice Cream Sundae Day. Ooh, National Milk Chocolate with Almonds Day.
Mm.
Ooh, think about that
Yeah.
on your ice cream.
Yeah, that would be delicious.
Yeah. This is actually it's called Scud Day, SCUD Day. It's also known as Savor of the Comic, Unplug the Drama Day.
Mm.
I'd like to unplug some drama,
Yeah.
right?
I have like, there's just so much going on right now in the world, especially with all the flooding in Texas and now North Carolina again. And like, I have to turn it off sometimes because like just the bad news and the negative media and everything, just it drains you after a
Too
while.
much.
So
Yeah.
like,
Overload.
yeah.
Well, I think you're right. I think that that's something you have to regulate. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all because I've heard, you have to protect yourself on that because, and it's, definitely keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
Right.
But to hear it a lot and hear it over and over and then hearing, it's horrible.
Yeah. I've just, a lot of it is, it's turned political and it's very sad.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's not do that right now.
No, I agree.
Let's pray for these families.
Yeah, this is a much bigger picture than that. Yeah.
So that's the part that's draining me the most, I think, is I'm like, I can't read this right now.
Yeah. Don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all. So I think you have to protect yourself. And that's something you always have to protect. I always am huge on your protecting your heart and your mind. Those are things you've got to protect and make sure, and if it's too much, then that's, it's time to turn it off or turn it down.
Else. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we definitely, and they're finding more. And we were talking yesterday about some of the scams and I can't stand that.
Yeah.
There's just scammers out there and I just don't like that at all. And I don't know how people lay their head down on pillows and sleep at night.
I don't either.
So
it's very sad.
But we have to remember there's good people and we have to focus on the good.
Right.
And that's what the thing to hang our hat on.
Yes, absolutely.
So, all right. And Onward Ho also with this, with this heat too, making sure people take care of themselves. And I've heard so many almost heat strokes going on,
I mean, I've been out, a few times just like mowing my yard or whatever. And it's like, I can see how that would happen very quickly, especially the, past couple of weeks was extremely hot. Definitely stay hydrated and stay cool.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people have been getting sick. I've heard a lot of sick, like from the heat. And then once they, and then trying to bring yourself and bring your body down, and try to get plenty of, like you said, water, chug that water, get that water going. Yeah. And if you chug the water the day before, or, a week before, what you're doing, just keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of the water, like in your hand, keep a drink in your hand, right? All right. Also, for those that are camping, there's a lot of people that are doing some camping.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Fun. Now, can you do like the full throttle camping?
I haven't attempted to do that in a long time. I don't know. I would just have to try it once and see how well I fared. But
yeah, I've tried it in the backyard. Yeah, after the s'mores and the hot dogs ran out, then
it's like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, there's a nice, soft, fresh bed with clean sheets waiting on me, or this beautiful air mattress that I have. Or actually, hang on, I didn't even have the air mattress. We had what's the like the floaties, the pool floaties. What is it? The that you lay out on air. What is that called?
Just
a floaty pool, a pool floaty. I had a bunch of those we just laid on. You know what I mean? We didn't have we had the air mattress, it popped or whatever. You know what I mean? We got too restless on it. So, had a lot of girls, a lot of daughters, but the pool floaties is what we, so that, is lovely.
Yeah. I bet it is.
That is just lovely.
Well, I have a thin, it's like a hikeable individual air mattress, so it's probably about the same thickness as a pool float. So I get that.
Yeah. And when pool floats are in water, they're softer because of the water.
Yeah.
But when you put them on like a concrete or
very uneven and unbalanced.
yes,
Like,
yes,
you roll over
yeah.
and you're like flying.
And though anybody said the word bug, or they fly out, they're running, the girls would be running. Yeah. So you can't let them know there might be a bug somewhere, you know what I mean? You know, or I don't know. So I think it's just something that you just have to be, I love the whole idea of it,
Yeah.
but we never made it the whole night.
Yeah.
You know? And it was funny, you saw one fly out, then the other, and then everybody starts shooting out. Then you're out there by yourself. Hey, this was supposed to be a fun night.
Get back in here.
Yeah. And then I decided
why
join
am I
them.
gonna
Yeah.
suffer this?
Why am I fighting this? Yeah. So anyway, but anyway, that yeah. So for those that do camp, I do want to say on another note, I remembered there was something else I was going to talk about. We got a press release, and I'll keep talking about it. Yesterday, from the health department, we actually have got more mosquitoes now that are carrying West Nile, and that usually, this is the way I understand it. Usually it's later in the summer, like maybe the end of July, August, September or so, whenever you kind of got to have that. So it's a little earlier this year. You know, I have a dog that got bit, and he's got West Nile.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah. This has been years ago, and he's going to be fine. He's still doing fine.
Yeah.
But they just said that he might tire a little bit, you know, you'll have but anyway, we just don't want for humans, you know. So again, just be careful, you know, watch for standing water. Like if you have a tire or something, or just whatever, you don't want that standing water. Or maybe if you left a bucket out, a cup out or something, you know, kids those toy buckets or whatever. Or if you you know, of course, what is it, dawn to dusk or whatever, that's when they really start biting. And also make, I guess, some kind of a they have the natural, like you can do from Avon. Remember the so natural,
so soft
or Skin So Soft, But if you use the off or whatever, I'm not promoting that, because you have to be careful. You know, there's chemicals that you really want.
I mean, I think you would probably just be better off just to wear super thin clothing, you know, long clothing to protect yourself.
Yeah. So just be, and you know, be careful out there. So, you know, just be aware. I don't like to put scares out there, because I want people to enjoy their summer. And I love of an evening catching lightning bugs, you know what I mean, and playing out there and having fun. Just be careful with the mosquitoes, because and I think everybody just needs to be a little bit aware of their, you know, situation, because mosquitoes love me. And I actually did talked with a doctor. They have like their preferences. It's just like people. Some mosquitoes like some people more than others. And for whatever reason, which I guess is a compliment, but
I don't, that sweet blood.
I don't know why. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's people that don't like me, but mosquitoes do. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but I don't think that's a point of pride. I don't think you know. But for some reason, I'm usually the one that like is the first announcer of mosquitoes. You know. But I can't stand them. I
can't either.
And I don't like getting bit about it. So anyway, so that's just something, and I appreciate our health department being on it, and I appreciate Chris does a fantastic job, and I appreciate him keeping us in the know and keeping us alert of that, because that's something that we need to, you know, to make sure we I'm making sure that I got it right, that we, you know, let people know awareness and keeping people in the know. And I appreciate our health department. So, all right. Also, I'm reading all of that. Okay. So also, so it says old habit, new term. There's a new term calling bathroom camping. Okay. Now I've not pre-read this, so I don't know. We're going in deep here, Tracy. Okay. You might see me start pedaling backwards really quick. Okay. Did you know there's a term for this? Bathroom camping. People were doing this even when they had outhouses. There's just a name for it now. The term is bathroom camping, is trending on TikTok. Okay. So if you are going to work, it's when you go in there. Okay, let's see what it is. Okay. It's when the bathroom is your safe space. You don't need to use the toilet or even the sink, just want to get away.
Hmm.
People do it at work when they want to avoid work, but also done at parties, events, and even at home, especially if you've got kids or extended family is in town. People on TikTok are almost bragging about how it's an easy way to make mental breaks or hit the reset button.
Hmm.
But if you do it a lot, it could be part of a larger issue. You might have anxiety, or maybe if it's at work, you seriously do not like your job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never done that. I'm not saying that it's not, if you need to just go,
Yeah.
get yourself together, you know what I mean?
Sure.
If something, maybe pull yourself together,
Yeah. Yeah. We've all had to do that.
yeah, yeah. But as far as like at a party, usually there's too many people wanting in the bathroom. Bang, bang,
Yeah,
bang on the door.
If
Yeah.
I have to run away from the party, I'll just leave.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
not gonna
go.
hide
Yeah,
in the
just exit
bathroom.
stage right.
Yeah.
But at work, you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
I think work would be probably a little bit more where you'd be, and if you need to just go for a little bit and just take a break,
Yeah. Collect yourself.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. And I've seen some beautiful bathrooms that actually have got like chairs and
Yeah.
nice, for relaxing. So
Sure. Yeah.
yeah,
They're there for a reason, I guess.
they are. They are. If you need to get yourself together, I think also just like maybe washing your hands or just maybe splashing some water on your face or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, to make you feel better
Yeah.
too. So it's actually called bathroom camping.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that.
I don't know. Yeah, I had either. So next time you're at a party, Tracy, just say, "Oh, I think they're in their bathroom camping."
Yeah.
Watch everybody's face like
what?
What? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It looks like some companies are now trying to kill the idea of work-life balance.
Oh, that's not good.
No, okay. Remember when companies were trying to cater to the idea of work-life balance? Yeah, that didn't last long. According to the Wall Street Journal, there's a surge of job listings that specifically say they do not offer any balance and only have a ton of work to be done.
Well, at least they're honest.
I was going to say, well,
I mean,
that's right up front,
Yeah.
The postings may say they're looking for someone who can keep up with the pace. We just talked about that, didn't
Yeah.
we? Or that they want someone who is eager to be in the office as much as possible. They also may stress long hours, a competitive business environment, and importance of hustle. I'm going to go back. Okay, let's go back. Years ago, I feel like maybe I'm wrong on this, but I feel like there was a lot of hustling.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe, I don't want to say COVID, but maybe taught us a little bit less. Maybe it can still get the job done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, but you and I just talked about how much we hustle and I enjoy it. I enjoy the hustle.
Yeah.
But, I guess they're trying to get maybe for those that, going back to the hustle.
Yeah.
Back to the grind again, maybe.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are, a lot of companies are making people go back to the office now, versus working from home. So
yeah. Well,
yeah,
and I think a lot of companies anymore are trying to make one person do 3 things.
Yes.
Or 4 things. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
several things are on your plate, but I think they've had to do that to keep the lights on.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say
Yeah.
too? Don't you think? Maybe
Yeah.
they had to, multitask a lot of people.
Yeah. And there's I'm sure there are people out there that enjoy that type of challenge,
Yeah.
So I guess for a company,
I think you're
just
sitting
put it
right
out
across
there.
from one.
I think so too.
Yeah. Not saying it's right. Not saying, you know what I mean?
Right. But like I said, if you just put it out there, you kind of weed out the people that aren't interested, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and I think it depends too on your life. Like, I guess if you are married and have 1,000 kids, you might not be able to have
Right.
to do all that, or it just, I guess it depends where you're at in your life.
Yeah.
What you choose and
Yeah.
how you choose to do it.
I mean, like myself personally, I have more time now to
Uh-huh.
put towards my career than I did 10
Yes,
years ago,
right.
or even 5 years ago.
Right,
So,
sure. Yeah. And me too.
yeah.
And I think too, you also, and like, okay, like, so let's say you work a, 9 to 5 job. And, as soon as, and you have small children, as soon as you get off at 5, you buzz out of there and you go straight home or whatever. I think that also in that time, you hustle. If you hustle, you can get a lot done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, even like we talk about this, you can get a lot said in 30 seconds or 60 seconds,
Right.
I mean, if you really like, and a lot done in that time frame. Now, sometimes it requires after that, but if you really get hustling in that time, you can get a lot of things
Yeah.
done. Don't you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like in your personal life too, like at home. If
Yes.
I
Mhm.
get up in the morning and stay focused on what I want to accomplish and get it done and get it out of the way, and then I can move on with the rest of my day. And
Yeah. Yeah. There's a TikTok, and this girl, she plays, she's the wife and she's the husband. Okay. She plays both parts. You know what I mean? It's really funny. And she shows, she's the wife, and she says, I'm getting ready. I'm going to go to bed. And so he said, okay, I'm going to watch some more TV. So then she, like, before she goes to bed, she like puts the laundry, in the washing machine. She takes the other laundry out of the dryer. She folds it, and then she goes back and she fixes the lunch for the kids the next morning. And then she writes down 3 things that she remembers she has to do the next day. She makes a to-do list. She checks the grocery list, what she needs from the refrigerator. And then she goes in there and like she does all this stuff. And then she checks on the children. And by the time, so she's checking on the children, and then she goes in there and she takes her makeup off, and and her husband gets up and turns off the TV and says, I'm going to bed, and goes straight in there. You know what I mean? And the whole time that she's been doing all this, and he's like, I thought you said you were going to bed, and
she's like, well, I am.
I am, what I mean? But all this stuff has to be done before
Right.
I thought that it was really a funny
Yeah.
TikTok. Yeah, it was cute. But anyway, I have to agree. I feel like we do tend to do that,
Yeah.
and try to get all that done, or,
Yeah, I do. Like most days, it just makes me feel mentally prepared for
Mhm.
whatever's next. You know,
Mhm.
so
Mhm. And I never trust myself in the morning. You know what I mean? I always know that, like, I better have it laid out, better ready to go, or, what I mean, or something the
Yeah.
night before, because in the morning, what if I forget?
Yeah.
That's, or something doesn't remind me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And usually those to-do lists, I have them, but I misplace them. It's like my coffee cup. You know what I mean? If I had if my family had a dime for every time, where did I put my coffee cup at? Where's my coffee?
I'm like that with water bottles. Probably.
Yeah, it's like, where did I put that?
The next thing you know, you got like 4.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yes, and I have so many coffee cups. Yeah, so funny. All right. So anyway, so we were talking about remember when companies were trying to cater to the idea of work-life balance? Well, that didn't last long. The Wall Street Journal said that they offer balance, or anyway, they specifically say they do not offer any balance. Okay. So anyway, it's talking about keeping up the pace, or they want someone who is eager. And we said that, or hustle. One healthcare company ad even says, quote, if you're looking for work-life balance, this isn't it. So basically, they're reining in the flexible schedules, remote work, like what you just said. Most people are kind of getting them back to work.
Yeah.
And perks are openly warning applicants to get ready for the grind.
Yeah.
And like you said, though, I do appreciate the upfront.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be doing this.
Yeah.
This is it. This is what we require.
Yeah. This is what you're being hired to do.
Yeah. I watched, went and saw F1 with Brad Pitt. It's the racing movie. And I'm telling you right now, that he is on the grind. That man is doing it. You know what I mean? And in the actual movie, he actually does his own driving.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Little fun fact. I mean,
Yeah.
he's giving Tom Cruise a run for his money.
Yeah.
You got Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible. You got Brad Pitt, F1. Is this not the best summer
Yes.
ever? Loving the movies. Well played. Anyway, it is a great movie, and you'll love it. The racing, yeah, it's really good. But okay, so back to the grind. So basically, they're reining in flexible schedules, remote work. Okay, openly. Okay, so I already said that. One expert said they're testing the limits of what they can ask for their employees, knowing how hungry people are to work. So it's kind of changing, and companies are in control again. It's kind of going back to where companies are in control again. But I think you have to be careful on pushing them.
Yeah.
You know,
for
right?
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, burnout can happen
Really quick. Yes. And I also so just because, Tracy, like I know you're a shaker and a mover, but I also know that if I keep piling it on you,
Right.
you're going to say, whoa, enough's enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody has
That's their
that.
limit.
Yeah. Right. So I think you have to be careful with that.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer that if someone at work says they need help or something, then you listen to that.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? If this is too much, I need some help, then bring the cavalry
Yeah.
in. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather someone ask for help than
Me too.
try to take it on and then just completely fail across the board.
And there's nothing wrong with
No,
that.
not at all.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. Yeah. For now, things like this are mostly popping up in posting for startup jobs, tech companies, and other white collar positions. So I say, I guess that's kind of good news if we are getting people to work. It seems like we've had a lot of places that's had a lot of hard to play or hard to fill spaces.
Yeah.
Do you feel that?
Yeah.
It's been hard to find the workers.
Yeah.
And I think we've seen that a lot of in maybe, not to stereotype, like restaurants. Don't you feel that way?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's across the board.
Yeah. So maybe it is changing, and maybe they're going to have some shakers and movers and people, and I think too. I guess it's interesting to see how this goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess they're kind of researching to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if they get a lot of applicants though.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
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 Like I said, I think if you do get applicants though, I mean, they're probably a good candidate because they know what they're signing up for.
That's exactly right. And they're ready to hit it.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. And I like staying busy.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that do, but then some don't. But
Yeah.
then on the other hand, it also is hard for me to wind down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to realize that
you turn
sit,
off. Yeah.
sit. I have to do like my husband treats me. Is it the dog or me? Sit, stay. relax.
You're just like,
okay. So the dog and I both are okay.
It's like telling my chocolate lab,
Yeah.
But I can't.
I know. I just can't do it. Yeah, I have a Great Dane, and he's been trained, so he knows sit. You know what I mean? And it's so funny. And then when I tell him to lay, his bones. He's old, and they like, I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it. So then he has to be real dramatic. It's like, you know what I mean? Then I'm like, oh gosh, I feel rotten. You know what I mean? And then when he touches down and he gets down, then he like looks at me like, look at me, no, he's working it. He knows. So then I'm like, okay. And then whenever I, tell him to sit, he's got the best side eye, he gives me this side eye. Like, yeah, stay, and he's like, and it's just like, it's such a kindergartner or like a little bitty kid,
They are.
Yeah, it is great. Okay, but anyway, so on the other hand, for those that are wired tight, we do need to be reminded to sit, stay, and enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy for a moment. All right. Also, for those having breakfast, do you like cinnamon toast crunch?
Oh yeah, who doesn't?
We were just talking. I haven't had cereal forever, and I love cereal. Do you eat cereal often?
Oh, just occasionally. It'd be like one of those things. I'm like, I really want some cereal, and then it'll become like a kick, and then it'll go away again for a few years.
I'm like long overdue. I don't know why I've not had cereal forever. And we were talking about this. This is I'm going squirrel. I'm going off this. I'm going over here to the side. But we were talking. Okay, you get and I don't endorse this companies, but it's so good. I mean, I don't have any ties to this, nothing to gain, but just memories. You take a big glass of milk, okay, and I'm talking about the whole milk, the red label milk.
Yeah.
And then you get a bag or box or whatever they come in, the Chip Ahoy, where they're a little hard,
Yeah.
a little more, and you dip those in your milk, Tracy, and then part of it like breaks off,
Yeah.
and then at the end you're gonna have just
like chocolate chip.
I have not done that in years. Have you ever done that?
No, but
oh,
it sounds good.
Yeah. We had a disc jockey that used to take cornbread, and he would pour buttermilk over it. Oh, I've not done it, but it sounds delicious.
That's not, my son loves that. Him and his grandpa.
That's like old fashioned.
Yes,
Isn't that wonder?
yeah.
Oh, so your son,
Yeah.
what a wonderful memory.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But I can't do, which I don't drink milk anyway, but
okay.
cornbread milk, I just don't.
So do you eat your cereal without milk?
No, I mean, I'll have it in like milk, or I'll cook with it, but just to drink milk.
Well, you're just not a milk drinker. No. I am, but I'm amazed at how many people do not drink milk with their cereal. Like they'll just eat the cereal.
So dry.
Yeah. Which, okay.
Yeah. I guess if you just have a sweet tooth and you want something
sweet,
just to throw in your mouth.
Yeah.
That'd be all right.
Yeah. But I was just thinking, I've not had cereal in a while. I'm going to have to do something. Something's got to be done about this, right? Well, Cinnamon Toast Crunch just debuted a bacon flavored cereal. I think anytime you put bacon, they just, right? People go crazy. Cinnamon Toast Crunch partnered with bacon flavored cereal. You can get 6-ounce bags at Walmart starting today. We need to call Bride and make sure they have it over there. Do you have it? Did it come in on the truck? A guy who tested. Okay, so let me quit reading that part and let's go ahead. General Mills has a new breakfast option, but does it sound good or gross? Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Hormel partnered with the new bacon flavored cereal. You can get it at Walmart today. I just said that. I'm sorry, but it repeated that. It still has that same cinnamon taste, but they just added bacon flavor on top. So it's savory and sweet. They say it's limited time thing only. And you said gross? Did you?
I don't know. You just have to try it and see, I guess.
I think the salty and the sweet.
Yeah, I like salty and sweet.
Yeah. I'm for it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of fun, right? I don't know. 2 brands partnered last year with cinnamon flavored two brands partnered last year for the cinnamon flavored bacon, and they claim fans loved it. So this group decided that bacon flavored cereal was the next logical step. So I think it was done. Was that in ice cream? Remember ice cream came out with some I have macaroni and cheese ice cream still in my freezer. I know. It's time that thing needs to go. I know.
I just don't think I can do it.
I see it every time, and I'm thinking maybe somebody's gonna want this. You know what I mean? It's probably freezer burnt and all that stuff. But I keep thinking it's got to go. It's got to go. Today will be the day. Next time you talk to me, Tracy, look at me and say, "Did you get that macaroni and cheese ice cream out of your freezer? Why do I still have that in there? I don't. My freezer. I don't have any room in my freezer for anything because of that. You know what I mean? I bought that and bought another ice cream. Remember, they were coming out with some really weird
I guess
ice cream.
I missed that.
But... Oh, I'm sorry. Well, if you want some macaroni and cheese, I can.
I think I'll pass.
I know. No one ever wanted to try it. I got it for I got it. And I thought, like our next get together, I'll try it for the fam. Nobody wanted that. No, my family. I'm either kissed or kicked. I was kicked on that one, okay?
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so. You deserve it. Yeah, which is kicking me as it sits in my freezer taking up space. Okay, so which also it was kind of pricey, to be honest, for such a it was a gimmick. So there's no actual bacon in it. By the way, bacon bit would have been fun, but they say it was made with artificial bacon flavor. Probably because it would have been too pricey
Yeah.
if they would have put bacon in it. Or would they, I guess like they would like a dried bacon, like it had been almost like that, almost like a
Yeah.
jerky bacon,
Yeah.
if they would have put that in there, because
Yeah.
how would they have preserved bacon?
Yeah.
Right?
What is that like? The microwavable bacon. I never eat that, but I
Oh
see it.
yeah. Yeah.
That would have been okay, probably.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. A guy who tests out new foods on TikTok, which here we go back to TikTok, said he got his hands on it early and described it, the taste, as not terrible. So it's not a ringing endorsement, but he said it's not terrible.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Normal cereal boxes are 12 ounces, but they're selling this at 6-ounce bags at Walmart for $5.84.
It's kind of pricey.
It is very pricey. Is that okay? I think it was Totino's Pizza Rolls that did it earlier. They took the bacon, they put the bacon with the pizzas. They were talking about all the things you put bacon with. So I think there were several, and I do believe it was ice cream too. But I think that's kind of pricey for a 6-ounce bag, $5.84. Is bacon, or excuse me, is cereal that expensive now? I've not. Is it?
Yeah.
See, everything's so
It
expensive.
is.
I've not bought cereal forever, so I did not know. All right. Well, there we are.
There we are.
And there's, yeah. All right. You ride a bike,
I do.
and I just got a bike.
Did you?
Yes, I
Awesome.
did. So I got a Jimmy Buffett. It's 5 o'clock somewhere bike.
Fun. So
Yeah.
like a cruiser bike.
Yes, and is that I don't know what it's called. I don't know.
Is it just like a 1-speed?
It's got more than one speed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which I'm not really good with that part. You know what I mean? But I mean I've rode bikes for years, but I've not had, anyway. It's been a long time. The speeds, you know what I mean? The different changing of the
Yeah.
speeds and stuff. So
You'll get used to it. Take it out to the trail.
Yeah, I
The
have.
mono trail. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
no, I haven't done the mono trail. I've
Yeah.
been doing the walking trail.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, and it's got a basket.
Cute.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, anytime I'm riding with somebody else, I'm like, anybody want to put anything in my basket? I have a basket.
I need a
Anybody?
picture of the bike.
Yeah, you need. Oh yeah, but it's so funny because it's like, the basket sold me. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's got a basket. You know what I mean?
Now you just need a bell.
Yeah. Well, I did get one given to me. Yeah. Because I have a tendency, because you have to know the etiquette. Okay, so like if there's a walker and you're going by, let them know.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to say something like coming up on your left or coming up on your right. People don't do that,
Yeah.
you know? And I feel like that's something I really,
Yeah.
you know,
You don't want to scare. the
no,
walkers. Yeah.
because it is, you know, but it's also got a parrot head, you know, for the Jimmy Buffett, you know, it is really cute. It's got the parrot head like
super
2 different
cute.
places. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cute. So yeah, so I'm a bike owner now. Yeah, so it was a gift and I loved it and I appreciate that. So anyway, so 1,500 bikers in England showed up to escort a 16-year-old kid to the prom. How fun is this?
Yeah.
His name was Josh Duff. He was on the spectrum and he's been dealing with bullies. His dad has a motorcycle and was hoping to get 50 bikers. Oh, this was actually not what we're talking about,
Yeah.
like a bicycle. This is actual bikers to show up. Josh told a reporter, "I used to say I felt alone, but I don't feel that way anymore." Oh my goodness.
That is just an awesome story.
Tracy, you can't beat bikers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, you talk about coming in,
Big
right?
teddy bears. Yeah.
They are. And the fundraisers they do,
Yeah. They raise so much money for
they do.
all
Shakers
sorts
and
of-
movers
yes.
there.
Yeah.
I love that so much, you know. My dad many years ago had a Harley, and I, you know, I was kind of, you show respect to bikes. You know what I mean? I had a mini bike. Woo, look at me. But anyway, I just love that. I think that's so cool. I think that's so neat. 50 of them.
Oh yeah.
And 50 bikers taking their time.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah, it does.
You know, that's pretty cool. So I love that.
Yeah.
And to escort him to the prom.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's going to the prom in style.
Yeah.
You know, we've had some really cool ways to go to the prom. One time at Salem, this was the coolest, or really cool. A guy took his girl, and he was a truck driver. He just got his truck driver's license, so he just turned 18 or something. Anyway, he brought the semi truck.
Oh wow.
Her, now tell me that ain't going. Think if you were being picked up, you know what I mean, by your date with a semi driver, semi truck. That was pretty cool. That was cute. Also, I've seen, well, of course, we've seen limousines,
Yeah.
and things like that. So I think going to the prom is a total different vibe than years ago,
Yeah.
you know, and the dresses alone, used to
They're
be a
just
lot. They're like the prices of wedding
yeah.
dresses used to
Yeah.
be. Yeah. So,
Beautiful dresses though.
oh
Yeah.
gosh, gorgeous. Well, and we do the dress giveaway, and here's the cool thing about that, Tracy. The dresses that we give away for free, they're free, are gorgeous, but the age, the girls are so beautiful.
Yeah.
That you just put anything on them and they're going to look
Yeah.
stunning.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So
That's
it's always a
awesome.
fun time.
Yeah.
Okay, a Chihuahua saved his owner's life in
Oh.
Switzerland. Last week, a guy was out hiking across the glacier when his long-haired Chihuahua, when he fell 25 feet down in a hole in the ice. He had a walkie-talkie with him, but rescuers were only able to find him because the dog stayed right next to him where he fell.
Oh.
How
I
cute.
know.
They spotted the dog, and they repelled down the hole and got him out, and the dog and him are both okay.
Oh, that's an awesome story.
Isn't that
Yes.
sweet? Well, do you think your dog would do that?
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think what mine would do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what mine would do in that situation. I don't know, because you think about that, because if he was on a glacier, it was cold.
Yeah.
So that dog
That's
was
a
laying.
little baby dog.
That
Yes.
the Chihuahuas are like cold on a hot summer
Yeah.
day, aren't they?
Yeah.
Aren't they always
He
shivering?
just had the adrenaline, I guess, so kept him warm.
Something.
And
Yeah. I love that. All right. If you need to relax, check out a site. If you need to relax, okay. This is funny. If you need to relax, check out a site called Perel.com. It only does one thing. It plays the sound of a cat purring.
aw.
You can dial it. I feel like we need a call. I feel like I need to call this number. Let's do this if we can find it. Hang on. It plays the sound of a cat purring. You can dial it in to change the sound, add meows, and even adjust to the purrs per minute. Where is this? We need the phone number for this. It doesn't give me a phone number. Hang on. Let me see if I can play it. Hang on. Maybe I can play this. Let's see if we can. Okay. So we can listen. It's like lightweight. Tracy, what is this? This is hilarious. Okay, so it plays the sound of a cat purring. That is hilarious. So you can.
I love it.
So that's hilarious. So you can change the sound, adding meows. It doesn't give me the option here, but you can add meows to it. Get crazy here, okay? What if they're going to put that scratching sound? You know what I mean, where they're tearing up the furniture? That would bring you just the opposite.
Yeah.
Quit scratching your
Anxiety.
furniture. That's bring anxiety to
You know what I love more than probably a cat meowing is a dog snoring. Like that's my thing.
Oh, and I have it. I mean, I'm telling you right now, that bulldog, he can't breathe on a good day. No, I mean, when it's just a nice, cool day, he has trouble breathing.
Yeah.
Those bulldogs, they have no, you know what I mean? They have nothing there.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, it snores like none other.
My
Tears it
little
up.
Shih Tzu will climb up in my lap at night and get real comfortable, and he will just pass out. And listening to him snore is just like the cutest thing in the world. Like, I love it.
Well, mine's loud. Mine is a loud snore. So I'm like, buddy, we can't help it. He cannot help it. There's
He
not
has
a
no
mask.
sound, like-
No, he has nothing. No.
Yeah.
Tracy, there's nothing. And there's no mask he can wear. They say what is it? Those openers on they can't put it. Breathe right strips. Poor guy. He's perfect though, but he just can't.
He can't breathe.
No, we do not. Let me just tell you, bathrooms are only outside for bathrooms, and that is it. You know what I'm telling you? With this heat, yeah, that's all he can do. Let's listen again. I got to hear it one more time. I'm sorry, Tracy. Here we go.
Like that's gonna be the new sound in my office.
I know you need that vibe going. Please play that at work. When anybody comes in, think if somebody was upset with you, if you had an irate person, just a second, and that sound comes on.
They'd be real confused. Like, am I supposed to be mad? What's going on right now?
Play that in the break room, right?
It's
Over
happening.
the intercom in the break
It's
room.
happening.
I just would love to watch everybody's face. That would be so much. I love messing with people. I just love that so much. And if you had that going in the break room and everybody walks in, it'd be like a candid camera thing, would it not?
Yeah.
Right?
I love it.
That is hilarious. So there you go. It's Purrli, PURRLI.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check
There
it
you
out.
go. Check it out. You could be the proud owner of a sound. Can you imagine? I wonder what the cats think about it. Like, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever, like, when you're watching a movie or like a commercial and if they use a real dog to bark and your dog like,
yeah.
what? I always know when it's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because my dog, like, whoa, you know what I mean? Challenge, you know what I mean? Because my dog doesn't allow another dog to come in because he's got a good thing. Well, I've got 2 dogs, and both dogs, they don't want their good thing messed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody. There is possibly no more room here. You know what I mean? We are here and we are fulfilling all the needs of this family, So yeah, it's funny. But anyway, so those are some fun things to do. Check out. It looks like oh, real quick, we do have to do this. So this is they revealed some of the most streamed songs. Okay. Luke Combs, Beautiful Crazy.
Oh, that's
beautiful. Yeah. Morgan Wallen, just different songs. Chris Stapleton, Tennessee Whiskey. Ed Sheeran, Shape of You. I just saw what Ed Sheeran did. He just walked up on someone and started singing.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Would that not be? Come on.
Yeah. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Drake has the most song in the top 500. So those are some of I guess those are just that's all they told. Old Town Road was one of them. And Billy Ray Cyrus songs. So those are some of the most streamed songs. Okay.
Billy Ray Cyrus still to this day.
I know. I interviewed him and got to meet him. He looks so different, Tracy.
Does he?
Yeah, he does not look like the same Billy Ray.
Is he dating like Liv Tyler or
I don't
like
remember.
That?
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen?
Yeah. And I think him and Miley are on the outs. I wanted to say connect with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, family drama. I don't try to stay out of it, but I do want them to get back together. I want them to reunite. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want them to kind of make it work. Whatever you got to do, because I think maybe of course you hear one news story and then maybe they'll be back together. I don't know. So I'm sure it'll all work out in the end. So anyway, Tracy, thank you for hanging out with me and Meadowview Healthcare Center, all that you got going on and doing. And you say bingo. You're gonna be playing some bingo
today, 9:30.
9:30.
Yeah.
Everybody loves bingo. Yeah. And then looks like I guess a big summer full of different things going on at Meadowview and some and if anybody wants a tour to find out more.
Yeah, sure. Give me a call.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Well, you guys do great things and you got great people there at Meadowview. So keep up the great work. Let's thank our other sponsors.
We're also going to thank Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Roses, Box Purrli Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, McAllister Land Consulting, First Harrison Bank, Louisville Bats, Schneck Hospital, and Temple & Temple.
All right, let's have the best Tuesday ever, Tracy.
Yeah.
Thank you.